Vacation has officially started. We're waiting for our flight at the airport. Hopefully it's not delayed.
I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Sarah.
And this is Key West off-season.
Yes, it is. We just got here. Our flight landed not that long ago. The place we're staying have a free shuttle service, so we just dropped our bags off in our room and figured we'd show you around before we hit the shuttle to downtown.
We stayed at the Havana Cabana, Key West. Bright colors, tropical vibes, a huge pool, and that perfect mix of Cuban-inspired charm and Key West energy. It was the kind of place where you instantly feel like you're on vacation.
Once we headed into downtown, we were immediately greeted by one of Key West's unofficial mascots, the chickens. They're everywhere, shuttling across the streets, hanging out by shops, acting like they own the place. Honestly, they kind of do. One of our first stops is the Pan Am Bar, a super cool spot built inside the original Pan American Airways office. We grabbed mojitos there and a Paloma, and they weren't super sweet, but they hit exactly right. Fresh mint, perfect lime, and that breezy Key West air rolling through.
After that, well, we walked and sampled, and maybe sampled a little too much. Key West has this way of pulling you from one bar to the next, each one with its own personality, its own regulars, and its own dangerously good drinks. By the end of the day, we've wandered all over town, met some unforgettable characters, and definitely had more drinks than we planned. But that's Key West. A little wild, a little weird, and absolutely unforgettable.
Baby, what happened last night? What'd you do?
We had a great time. We went to the pool, and I might have went to the pool with flip-flops and left without flip-flops. You know?
And what are we doing now?
We're waiting for the shuttle because I had to find my flip-flops. And we're drinking coffee and enjoying the beautiful day.
We decided to rent some bicycles and headed down to the southernmost point in order to get a picture with that thing everyone wants pictures with. You know, the big black, yellow, and red thing? Not that thing. This thing. After that, we decided to bike over to Fort Zachary State Park, as we heard that was the best and cleanest of the beaches on the island. And since we had our bikes, it was just a short hop away. There was this cool old fort on the island. We were able to look inside to see the old cannons and walk up top in order to get a good view of the beach. There's a lot of history here, and there's a lot of placards to read, which we probably didn't read them all. This beach was really clean. They took all that sargassum stuff away that smells like rotten eggs. So we were able to swim, and they have a concession stand where we were able to get some water.
Video.
Oh, cheers. Water, hydration.
After a few hours on the beach, it was definitely time to get some food, so we headed back into town only to be greeted by more chickens. We stopped at this local restaurant and we got awesome salad. What was that place we went to?
It was Ram's Head Southernmost. The service was just as good as the food, but we really needed that cold salad on that hot day.
We also decided to partake in some Bloody Marys, and I gotta say, some of the best I've ever had.
The best Bloody Marys on the island. They make their own house mix. After we went to get some food and some Bloodies, we decided to check out the old cemetery, which was actually really cool because there were iguanas everywhere. For some reason, the iguanas like to flock here, and apparently the dead are buried above ground because before it was taken out by a hurricane, they decided to bury their dead above ground.
And you were surprised too. I think you saw one of these iguanas coming straight out of a grave.
Straight out of the hole. Yeah, it came up right. I didn't know what was in the hole. I didn't want to stop and look.
But again, we headed back into town and decided to get a few more libations so we can continue the day. We stopped off at this beautiful spot, and Sarah got herself an amazing key lime martini.
I was on the quest for key lime martini that whole day, and I did have a couple. That was probably the best one. Then we walked downtown a little bit more. There's like millions of shops. We could have went in so many more, but we didn't. We liked to find these little alleyways that just had these little hidden shops in them. It was kind of fun to go down these brick roads and just find places where it felt a little bit more private.
And really, that's what you do in Key West. You just walk, you get lost, you walk into a random shop that has like very expensive knickknacks that we could never afford. Some of these things cost more than our house.
Yeah, this was an interesting shop. I had to go in and just take pictures of all the weird oddities.
And then it was time for dinner. We headed to this great Italian spot just off the main strip.
Yeah, this was a spot where we had seen it the first day, but we were obviously not wanting Italian because it was Key West. We wanted seafood. But the second day, we decided we did want some pasta, and this place had a really good menu, and it had a very old school New York style Italian type vibe. They were playing some Frank Sinatra. We got some pretty good bread. And all in all, we did end up having to ask for salt, which was probably a slap in the chef's face, but it was delicious.
After dinner, where else to go but get a little bit of key lime pie. So we stopped into the key lime pie shop. We didn't take photos of it, but we did have a slice of key lime pie.
We did eat it before we took photos.
And that was a lot of our meals. It was so good and we were so hungry. We just ended up eating before getting footage. This is another bar we stopped into just for a quick drink, got a little view. And then as you can see, it's towards the end of the day. The sun is setting. So we walked along the, what was that, the pier, the boardwalk?
Yeah, I think it's the boardwalk. There's bars on the boardwalk, and we saw some big tarpon, saw some pretty cool stuff. So then once we headed back to Havana Cabana, it was still light out, so we decided to hit the pool. And we were sad that the hot tub wasn't working, but the pool was very warm.
Yes, and this time Sarah remembered her flip-flops, so we didn't have to go searching for them the next day.
They had lots of floaties in the pool, which I was happy about because I almost brought my floaty.
Oh, and then there was our dessert after the pool. I forgot about that.
Yes, this was a baklava and raspberry cake from the shop that was across from the pie shop.
Yeah, we did not skimp on dessert this trip.
Nope.
This is the next day.
Good morning. We went back to our favorite restaurant. We try not to go to the same place twice, but we really had to because we love this place. The service, the chickens, the food. We swapped drinks there. I think I got a light pina colada and he got a watermelon Paloma.
Watermelon something, but here's our breakfast. Amazing.
It was so good. It's a something Benedict. I can't remember what they named it, but
it's a poached egg over a crab cake over an English muffin with hollandaise sauce.
And I will say those potatoes, I don't know what they put on them, but they were delicious. But that was such a good breakfast.
There's me, and yes, I may be tired, but I'm awake enough to enjoy that bite.
He approves.
After breakfast, we decided to, just take a few more pictures around some of the random artwork.
And we were kind of winding down by this point because we knew we had to leave soon, but we decided to kind of get another good walk in and see some historic statues. This is my last key lime pie drink of the trip. It was actually maybe the best one. I don't know. This one probably ties with the martini.
Waiting for our plane and our shuttle, so we decided to get one more drink, getting an amazing view. If you can't tell, our whole trip was all about eating and drinking our way around Key West. I think we succeeded in a short period of time. But all in all, Key West, would you do it again?
I would.